Hello everyone, it's Thomas here. I'm about to go to film some stuff for Tanya at the fish markets. Let's go. Alright everyone, so I'm just on my way to the fish markets, or I'm about to turn the corner. Nice little short walk. We'll see how it goes, eh? Have a look. Just around the corner, and I believe you can just see the fish markets here. Ah man, I'm gonna miss these things. It's like this almost every day the markets are open. All these cars for most of the day. Fishermen wake up in the early morning and then get everything ready, probably before like 5 or 6 o'clock. Really popular, this place. And if you look carefully, you can see the new fish markets over there, which we mentioned in a previous video. Between you and me, I'm honestly on the side of the old one here. Looks nice, but I just prefer the old one. I've been going to it ever since I was little. Hey guys, so it's Thomas here. I'm doing some filming for Tanya today. As some of you may or may not know, the Sydney fish markets are a really big thing in Sydney. However, the old ones are going to be closed now and a new one is opening. And we just wanted to make a video about the old one because it's been a really great place, and it's been in Sydney since 1966. That's over 60 years it's been here. It's absolutely amazing. And personally, if you're between you and me, I think the new ones, well, I'm not entirely sure it's going to be an improvement, to put it mildly. So I thought come take a look around.
So, as you know, Thomas has come over to film the fish markets for me. I had a little bit of a tragedy in the family, so I was not well enough to go over. Anyway, this is the entrance of the fish markets from one side, and the entrance Thomas originally come in was from the rear. On the left, you would have seen those signs. They're all about the new fish markets opening. And you'll see it just to the left there, that big building that looks like a theatre, that is the new fish markets. Normally all these tables down here would be jam-packed with people, but this was filmed late in the afternoon, not long before closing, I think around 3 o'clock, something like that, and I think the fish markets actually close at 4. So they've been around since... Well, actually, Thomas is going to give you a little bit of a history. So before they were here in 1960, they actually were in Woolloomooloo, which one day I'll take you down there. Russell Crowe has a home down there, and it's just all beautiful restaurants. So I used to live down that way. But I'm going to give you to Thomas. He's going to give you some history on the back of this fish markets here. So this was actually a working site. And they added the cafes and restaurants after the fishmongers. And Thomas is going to explain that to you.
Hello everyone, it's your favourite YouTube redhead. So the fish markets first opened all the way back in 1872, like Tanya said, in Woolloomooloo. However, eventually they relocated to Haymarket and the municipal markets in 1914. But in 1964... the formation of the Fish Marketing Authority occurred, which basically meant the state now had a hand in the fish business. And then in 1966, this authority moved the fish market to where it has currently been in Pyrmont for the last nearly 60 years. However, back then, the fishing cooperatives all around New South Wales had to sell their fish to the Sydney fish markets, and they sold them off to shops and all that using a traditional voice auction system. Eventually, they used a computerized Dutch auction in 1989. But basically, for the next 30 years, up until 1997, fishermen New South Wales sold their fish to the Sydney fish markets. Then, in the 90s, finally, the deregulation started, where the fishermen's cooperatives were allowed to directly sell to the Sydney buyers. And then in 1999, that's when total deregulation came, and they could finally sell to any shop, anyone they wanted, with the proper permits. So basically, for 30 years, the Sydney fish markets held a complete monopoly on the locally sourced fish all around New South Wales, which was I was honestly just really surprised to learn. There's something new to learn every day. Anyway,
Okay, so as you can see, there's lots of restaurants. You can actually order your food. You can get it out of the tanks live, or you can tell them which piece you want and they will cook it up for you, or you buy and take home. The oyster bar there is my favourite. So normally you would not be able to walk through here. This place is packed regularly. It's just that Thomas went over for me close to closing time. And over the Easter long weekend this year, the markets sold over 650 tonnes of seafood, including 100 tonnes of prawns and around 1 million oysters. So just on the Friday, they actually opened a Thursday morning at 5 a.m. and they actually sell right through the evening and all day through Friday and close at 5 p.m. on the good weekend. And just from midnight till 5 p.m., they have more than 50,000 people there buying seafood on the Thursday. So I reckon about 150,000 people over that Good Friday long weekend, maybe 200,000 people. And Christmas is no different because we're in the Southern Hemisphere. Our Christmases don't have snow, they have sun and often high 30 Celsius to 40 Celsius days. So we often have seafood lunches, which just suits me fine.
takoyaki, Japanese food, primarily primarily it's octopus balls, but as you can see here, they've got some other options. Absolutely amazing. I advise trying it if you haven't at some point. Hi, can I have 6 king prawns here, please, for Bubba? Yeah, 6 king prawns, please. Gonna have a little treat for Bubba later. No, that's it. Thanks. Cool. It's been a while, but I remember coming here when I was a lot younger, like nearly 10 years ago, probably by now. And this place was absolutely amazing. It was an amazing restaurant. Had some of the best seafood I'd ever had here.
Okay, so just some quick facts. The Sydney Fish Markets is actually the largest in the Southern Hemisphere, and it's the third largest in the world, only coming behind Toyosu Market in Tokyo, Japan, and then La Nueva Vega Market in Mexico City. So that's something pretty impressive down here south of the equator. Also, the Sydney fish markets, the way they are, ranks up there with the Opera House and the Sydney Harbour Bridge as one of the must-do tourism spots for both international and local tourism, meaning other states and so forth. And it here's the new fish markets that we will go and have a look when it opens. It opens on the 19th of January, so just after this Christmas season. And it's beautiful, but it looks like a theatre. And I think they've had some problems with signing licenses and stuff like that, because I'm not quite sure that it is as well suited to the fishmongers, and the fishermen unloading, because there's elevators and so forth involved. But anyway, I'm sure they'll make it work, because the New South Wales government is actually projecting that the amount of visitors is going to double, and we are already at about 3 million a year, and New South Wales government is projecting that it will go to 6 million a year, which is hardly surprising because in Sydney, when we're getting our Christmas or our Easter weekend fish, you're there for hours. The queues are enormous. You're 8, 10 deep. You cannot move. And it's just craziness. You've seen nothing like it until you attend it. Maybe, seeing as how they're going to be open for Christmas, we might be able to get a snippet and drop it into one of our other videos. But look, just incredible. And we're very proud of our fish markets. And there was something else I wanted to say, and that was that in Australia we have hugely strict laws about overfishing. So our fisheries department and the Coast Guard are vigilantly out there looking for people that are poaching from other international countries. We do import lots of fish from our neighbours in New Zealand, especially their oysters, and I think tuna as well. I don't know, but they got good fish too. Don't worry, they're down south. But in Australia, we even have strict laws about if you take your kid fishing on the weekend, you have to have a fishing license. There's no getting away from it. This is the way they keep control that our waters aren't being overfished. You can, like sport fishermen and that have their licenses for the year or something, but you can easily access online a fishing license for a day, a weekend, or a school holiday to take your family and so forth. So I'm not sure, guys, whether you have those sort of strict rules anywhere else in the world. But I think with us being the third largest fish market in the world, I think it's actually working. If we didn't have those guidelines, maybe it wouldn't be there for everybody to enjoy. So that was some interesting information.
Typically caused by harmless lipid deposits.
Sorry.
No.
Bit slippery here.
There you go. There you go. I think it's only you. Did you get enough of him eating?